Hi guys, how are you? So, have you had a very good vacation time, even if the COVID virus it's always present, and we still have to keep an important responsibility when we move out of our home, like wearing a mask, washing our hands very often, especially when we go out and we touch surface, have always our gel so that we can disinfect our hands. And of course being very careful not to probably hug people, kiss people as we used to do last year. But anyway, I hope that you had a good time. I had 1 month of basically of time off from work. I was with my boys, my son, and we did a few things and we had fun. So what are we going to talk about today? There were a few times on Facebook I read two posts of two people, two different people, one in Italy and another one from India, that they were saying basically the same thing. They were saying that those people that in transportation design go to private school and therefore they are paying, it's a little bit like they are buying their opportunity to get to a job much more than those that go to follow an industrial design course in a public school. So when I read that, to be honest, I said, "Oh my God, this is wrong," and nobody was commenting really correctly, in my opinion, what the answer should have been. Of course, the person were writing those posts. One of them has no job, and the other one has a job in industrial design, but I think it's not really the type of job into the design studio that the person, a girl, okay, that the lady really hoped to have. So the truth is that if we talk about jobs that are recommended by somebody, I give you an example. My father is an important man in politics. I get my diploma or my bachelor as a lawyer, okay? Or as a doctor, or as an engineer, or an architect, or a business administration, whatever. And then my father, to help me, will talk to a colleague that has some political power, that knows companies, and then that person say, "Don't worry, I will help your son to go and get a job in that company or in another company because I know they are searching and I will talk for you, don't worry." Okay, that is a recommendation, which is very popular in many countries, especially Latin countries like Italy, okay, a little bit in France too. But this type of getting a job technique cannot be applied to transportation design. And I will explain to you why, and also in industrial design, in any design field actually. Because when we, the industry, okay, when we are searching for new talents, we are searching for new talents. What does it mean? It means that if we get a recommendation, things that can happen, okay, in my past, I've got few candidates via few recommendations, okay? Important people. And I did not say, no, we don't take recommendation. So I don't want to watch the portfolios and stuff. No, I didn't say that. I always told myself, first of all, we look up to the content, which means your talent, your skills, your capacity of communicating your ideas, and see if your portfolio and all the stuff is in your portfolio is professional at the level that we require, and at the same time we see if that type of creativity and that type of savoir-faire of know-how can be or could be integrated in our design studio. Because in our particular job, design, in general, design, but more specifically in transportation design, if you do not have those qualities, or you are not very strong at those qualities, therefore your portfolio is not at the right level, even if I want to take someone that is recommended, I cannot take the person. Because once that person comes into the design studio and does not have the level, I really don't know how to employ that person on the daily activities in terms of creativity. So the people that wrote the post, you go to private school, therefore you buy your diploma, you get a job because you spend money, it's wrong. Now, I was working in Fiat, I had several colleagues, and I saw many new colleagues coming, okay? Young people. And I can tell you that all of them had the right portfolio, the right skills, and most of all, the right creativity that matched the Fiat Design Center at that time. I work for Renault Group since 20 years, have seen all our design centers, because we have several design centers in the world, and I can assure you that we never had a recommended person that did not deserve to be hired. So the story that you buy, you spend money, you get your diploma, and you get the job, it's wrong. You get the job because of your talent. And because the best design schools today are still private, because the public school is not able to follow the same methodology, because that's the main problem, methodologies and teachers. You go to public school, university that has an industrial design department, they don't have the right methodology, still today. Nobody's sketching, just to give you an example, or they do very poor sketching. I seen so many. I also went to give some lectures in few private, public universities. And when I checked their sketches, people of the fourth year of university architecture, I would say 95% of them didn't know how to sketch. Starting from the proportions, or line quality, even creativity. Everything was so restyling design type, very traditional. So this means that in those schools, they don't have teachers that teach how to use your creativity to open up to new scenarios for new vision, or for a visionary future world. Because creativity is something that is concentrating in creating something new that is not existing yet, and that can lead to force the engineering department to develop new technologies in order to realize those new designs. So if you don't have a right portfolio and a really exercise creativity, if you are a student from a public architecture university, engineering university, industrial design in those schools that are very regulated, but they are public, you probably are suffering of the fact that you don't know how to sketch correctly, and your creativity is not really trained to anticipate some futuristic trends, because you are taught to use creativity with some, a very restrained creativity, because the teachers you have are very theoretical, because most of those teachers are not real designers working in car design studios or in important industrial design studios. And therefore they teach you from books, from philosophical type of thoughts about how design should evolve, or always referring to the big important designers from the past, which is good. But that's good as a history of industrial design, because it gives us the basics of the culture of industrial design, which is fundamental. You know, for those that study in Italy, I think that Joe Ponti, 1920s, okay, it's one of the greatest industrial designers and architects we ever had in Italy, probably the first industrial designer. So Joe Ponti, if you want, you can Google the name, and you will discover a lot of stuff. But there has been an evolution in our society, and the evolution started from school. And the schools that push for a stronger evolution in terms of future scenarios and creativity are the private schools in industrial design and in transportation design. So if you go to America, you can see that schools like Art Center or CCS, they have an incredible team of teachers, because those teachers are real designers just like me. And then I've seen in Italy, because that's my experience, in a public university, teachers that are very passionate about car design and want to teach industrial design and car design, and they study a lot on some books, references. They invite people like they invited me, and I was very happy about that. But they are not car designers. And therefore, the results for those students, if you compare what they come out in that industrial design department compared to those that come from some private design schools like IAAD in Torino or IED in Torino, okay, or Pforzheim School, you know, the classical good schools that we all know now, Strat College, and those some good Indian schools, or Umeå University, you know, just to remember the ones that come to my mind. But the things are very different. So let's come back to the statement of those posts that I read on Facebook. The problem is not that they get the job because they are paying and it's a private school. This might be true, but in other fields, I don't know, economy, commerce, business administration, finance, whatever, you know. But in design, the only recommendation that you really have, it's your level of skills, quality, creativity. In one word, is your portfolio. Whether it's good or it's bad. If it's good, you get the job. If it's bad, you won't get the job. So for those that come from other schools where the courses is more traditional and less open, you know, to new technique and new methodology, it's really the method, because the private school is very practical school. So sketching is fundamental, and lots of sketching, so lots of classes about sketching or working on alias and digital and stuff. In the courses that are more traditional in some public schools, it's much more important to study on books, the history, the semiotics, and all those philosophical things that take off time from the sketching. And the teachers that are teaching sketching in those schools are not really as good as the ones that are working for the private school. it would be probably simpler for the public institution to probably reconsider how to reorganize the methodology of teaching some fields to make sure that they become much more competitive. But this is politics. And because I'm not a politician, it's not my business. So I hope you agree with me. If some of you have experience in that, you can write some comments, okay? I'll try to exchange with you in the comments down here, all right? Thank you very much, and for the next video, I will prepare something very interesting for all of you, okay? If you like this video, share it on WhatsApp, on Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want, okay? Thank you very much. Ciao.